Hey, BSHL fans, and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. I'd like to take a minute to thank everybody for this year's support. I'd like to thank Corey and the rest of the podcast crew for asking me to come on and do the intros this year. It's been a lot of fun. But as the summer comes, I'm going to get real busy, so I'm going to pick it up again in the fall, and you'll hear me do the intros again when the league starts. As for the rest of the summer, who knows what this year's going to bring. But the Coreys are going to keep you well entertained, and I'll be right there listening with you. So till next time, thanks for all your support. Can't wait to see you in the fall. Now here's your hosts, the Coreys.
Hello and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. I'm your host, Corey, joined by my co-host, Corey.
Good day.
We're here for what's effectively the last episode for a bit here. We're going to take a little break after this, and we'll be back early in May with another episode. I think first Monday every month we've discussed, I think, is the best option. Unless there's big news. There's big news, something happens, we're going to be here, we're going to pop up with a surprise episode, and we'll talk about it some. So we're not gone for good, we're just taking a little step back for a bit. Corey, how's your weekend? We talked about it with the girls a little bit, but it's just you and I here now. Parade. How'd you like the parade? How'd you like the time afterwards?
I really enjoyed it. I can't lie.
Going in.
I can't lie to you or the people. The finals, every time you turn around, there was a negativity here, a negativity there. Really took away from Miramichi winning the cup. And going to that parade put me at ease. I felt better about it now. I got to talk to some Miramichi players and really got to enjoy seeing them have their moment. So that really made me feel good. Talking to the players, talking to Grant Donovan and talking to Chris Keating and Brett Young and Josh Russell and all these guys, Jeff Wilson, a lot of these guys, and like I'm blanking out right now on who else I talked with, but some of those guys I never even talked with, like didn't even know they knew I existed. So it was cool to actually like have a chat with them and have a really special moment that you're not looking over your shoulder in case someone's not going to come jump on you or something like that. But I really enjoyed that. And Miramichi Northmen, a classy organization, and I'm really happy that they got to have a moment like that post winning the cup.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was a good time too. You know me, on to the next thing. I'm really looking forward to getting some baseball. I'm not gonna lie to you. Talked to Chris Keating a bit, and he's playing again this summer, and I was like, oh man, that just makes me want to get to the field and watch some ball. But I don't know. I'm an addict. I like sports too much. But I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the parade. It was great to talk with everybody. Like you said, there was a lot after that game, and I think it kind of tried to, I'm not going to say it overshadowed the Miramichi win, but it took a bit of the attention away. And they deserve all the attention. They deserve all the credit. They had a hell of a season, hell of a playoff. My God. Not enough can be said about how well they played the last couple of months. And it was great to be out there with them. We're going to be back in Miramichi this Saturday, Corey.
We will. I can't wait. I really can't wait.
So we're going to be there. IHW has a show this Saturday in Miramichi at the Kin Center, I think it is. We've got our tickets. If you want to go, get your tickets now. I guess they're selling pretty quick. We're going to be there with one of our co-hosts from the wrestling podcast, the unofficial Maritime Wrestling Podcast. Plug. Maritime Warrior is the YouTube channel. Plug. We're going to be there with Mark the Mark. He's the dipshit of the podcast. You know, he's oh, sorry, that's not very nice. He's the least knowledgeable wrestling fan out of the four of us. He's learning though, and I'll tell you one thing: he's fucking hilarious. He's a really funny guy. And he's a good guy. I love him. He's a good friend.
I've known Mark for over 10 years now, and Mark's the type of guy that you want on your team because he takes it on the chin. Like if you rip on him, he'll laugh about it. Doesn't take anything personal, and he's very professional. That's the one thing about Mark is he's very professional, very articulate with his words, a lot better than I am. I sound like I'm always tongue-tied. So, you know, it's great to have Mark, and yeah, it's going to be my first wrestling show this year. Kind of dedicated myself to hockey since we had all those problems on the other podcast that we were a part of. And just, I'm looking forward to starting to go back to wrestling shows now that I can actually enjoy it with this new podcast that we're rolling with.
The hockey kind of took over a bit too. Just it was a busy playoffs. We got to every game in the playoffs. Every game in the playoffs was live streamed by somebody. Very proud of that. Either Roxanne, Foster, or us. And there was a lot of packed barns too.
Absolutely. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. You said it right there. We didn't take anything away. It wasn't like, oh, the building is half empty and we're live streaming this, and people wanted to see live hockey. People that were on the streams. I think the proudest moment for me on this podcast is that Game 7 in Dalhousie, when Dalhousie is sold out. Sold out.
There's not even any place to stand. It was so
not any place to stand, and we have over 2,000 people watching the live stream. How many in the building?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000. And then you had on top of that another 2,000 watching on the live stream. It shows you that this league is something special. We've been saying it for 3 years now, 2 years with the podcast, and it's only just begun.
We're very lucky to be where we are, but on Friday, can't speak. What the hell? Just let it go, baby.
One now.
Yeah, buddy. This Saturday, IHW is in Miramichi, so get on out and support that. I know there's a lot of Miramichi fans, friends, people around, so hopefully we'll see a couple of people we know. But man, we love getting live wrestling shows. I made a post yesterday, which Connor Smith told me I was stirring the pot. And to that, I would like to say, yes, I was. I essentially asked people, where do you want to see a team next year? The most popular answer, I think, by far, actually, was Doketown.
For sure.
Everybody wants to see Doketown. Second most popular choice was the Fredericton area. A lot of people in the Fredericton area want to see some hockey. Bathurst was extremely popular.
The Moncton area had a couple of votes.
The Moncton area, Membrum Cook was popular. Dieppe was popular, yep. And Capolay was popular. All places that have had senior hockey in the past.
And then you had Mark the Mark saying Saint Louis and Saint Ignace.
Yeah, they're going to go play on an outdoor rink in Saint Louis. Mark's a pain in my ass, man. What are you going to do with that guy? Anyway, I love him. What are you going to do? It's and then we had some people that were talking, Spring Hill or Truro. Well, if you're in Spring Hill or Truro, I really hope the Nova Scotia League goes there. But I don't know if there's any interest from any owners in bringing the BSHL to Spring Hill again, or to bring a team to Truro. I really hope that there's some interleague play, though. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know a lot about that league, but I sure am happy that they're going to get one. And I don't know if we're still going to have a team from Amherst or Spring Hill in this league. I would love to see a team from that area in this league, but if they choose to go the other way, I also understand that. Bathurst is a really interesting one. They just lost to Teton. They have a junior A team coming in, and people were like dissuading because there's a junior A team coming in. But Bucktouche makes it work. And Miramichi makes it work. Mm-hmm. And technically, Dalhousie and Campbellton are not that far apart, so they sort of make it work. Amherst made it work this year. It's not like it's unheard of to have a junior A and a senior.
Elsie had made it work a little bit, with the Rishabuktu Rangers and
junior B though.
Yeah, and the Hawks too. That's junior C, I know, but they've made it work.
I think there's a place for both. And I think it makes sense to have a junior B, junior C, junior A team in an area, and then have those guys kind of move on to kind of as a feeder system for your senior team. So if you're a Bathurst fan, thanks for commenting. I think that's very interesting. We unfortunately don't have any say, but I think people that want to bring teams into this league are probably going to be looking at our page. And that's why I posted that. Because if there's somebody in Capolay that's thinking about bringing a team back to Capolay, Well, you're looking at that and you're seeing, oh wow, there's like 20 or 30 people that are saying Capillet, 20 people that are saying Bathurst. If you're Doketown, if you're Kenny Robinson, you're looking at that and you're going, holy shit. 1/3 of the comments are Doketown. Clearly, people miss the Lumberjacks. It's not so much about they want a team; they miss their team. Making the financials of senior hockey work is not easy, but yes, Connor, I stirred the pot. I'm not sorry for stirring the pot. I think it was a really interesting discussion. Corey, if you could put a senior team anywhere in New Brunswick that doesn't currently have a team, where are you going to put it?
The Moncton area.
The Moncton area. Why?
Yeah. It's not as far as Nova Scotia, but it's right next to it.
You're all about the drive. That's all you care about.
Moncton's a big market. People will go there. So whether it be Dieppe, whether like even Memramcook, it's not that. It's pretty close. But in that area, I think it's like, then it would be Dalhousie. Like if we're just putting one, let's just say Dalhousie's on one side and Moncton is the other bridge there. So
the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
For me, it's Memramcook. I've been saying it for a long time. I love the rink in Memramcook. I loved senior hockey in Memramcook in the past, and I miss going to Memramcook for hockey. What would their territory be, et cetera, et cetera? I have no idea. That's definitely that's not my discussion to have. That's more in the Connor Smith and Roger Brunn territory, not mine. But I miss going to hockey in Memramcook. That's for sure. Corey, you're yawning your ass off over there. Is this conversation that boring, or are you just tired?
No, I am just very tired.
Corey, what did you eat before we got on here tonight?
Pizza
from where?
Pizza Shack in Rishabuktu, the best place to get pizza. Well, around here.
Yeah. Okay.
Around here.
What kind of pizza?
I don't know. All meat.
Was it an all meat or was it a Works?
So my mom has this weird combination where she wants all meat, but she also wants onions and Cheryl's favorite condiment, mushrooms.
Cheryl's favorite condiment, mushrooms? Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So she requests that. No problem. Does Annie still own that place?
Yeah.
So Annie has a boxing show coming up in June.
I think. May? I'm not sure. Let me pull it up right now.
Because I'd like to go see that. I haven't seen a boxing match since 2019.
Yeah, I think we're going to be at that show. We're looking forward to getting to that show.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up really quick here. Rishabukto Fight Night, Saturday, June the 7th.
Ooh. That's a problem for us right there.
What's June 7th?
We've been invited to Prince Edward Island.
Oh, that's the same night.
That's the same night.
It's going to be Stephen Clement versus Gino Poirier in the only match that's announced so far. Annie Masrell has announced that she's going to be fighting on the card. And then in the co-main event, Kyle McNeil from Halifax will be fighting. But you can get your tickets at First Star in Rishabukto. I don't know if you're not from around here, message Annie. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I've known Annie for years. Great boxer, and phenomenal that they've got that event coming in Rishabukto. So if you're from anywhere in the region, or if you're like us and you're willing to drive, it's going to be a great card. Yeah, if we have to miss that, I'll be sad for IPW. Yeah. But if we miss IPW, I'll be sad.
Sad either way.
Nah, shitty. We should split up. That's the answer here.
Yeah.
We'll send Mark and Jason to the boxing.
Mark and Jason to IPW. And
no, to the boxing.
Well, I'm working at that point in time, so it'd be closer for me to just
irrelevant. Mark and Jason will go to boxing, and we'll go to the island. We'll tell them how the pizza was and how the show was.
All right.
Anyway, it should be a good time. I'm not sure. Now I'm not sure if we're going to be there, but I sure the hell want to. But June the 7th, Annie Masrell, she's putting up a boxing show in Rishabukto, New Brunswick at the Kent North. It is A&C Productions presents Rishabukto Fight Night. Starts at 7 p.m., doors at 6 p.m. So look into it, check it out. I think that's about all the plugs we have now. We're plugging everything right now. Man,
a little bit more.
IPW June 7th. If you're in PEI or you're willing to pay a bridge toll, go crazy with that one.
They had a hell of a great show on Saturday. And go check out their YouTube. All their matches have been posted. And Island Pro Wrestling, man, it's the promotion of the future, I think.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one. If you're interested in wrestling, go check out our podcast on the Maritime Warrior. But back to hockey. I don't know where the teams could be next year. I'm just going to be really happy if we have a good league again next year and we're back. Even if it's the same 6 teams or who knows. I just want some more hockey. But Corey, that's about all we have for tonight.
That's all we have.
We'll be back sometime soon, at the latest, early May. If there's any big announcements before then, we'll bring them to you. But thanks, everybody, for listening. I guess this is the end of our season. Yep. And the next episode will be our summer season, which is kind of bizarre. But, Corey's back to work here in a couple weeks. So I never stop working. What are you going to do? Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Thank you for all the support all the year.
Yeah, thanks for the support. Thanks, everybody. We do appreciate you a lot. And we can't wait to be back this fall. It's hard to talk about the fall when it's just finished now. So it's a long way away. It makes me sad.
The long wait begins.
It will be there soon. So the other thing I want to mention really quick, there's the Miguel tournament in Rishabakto this weekend. So check that out if you're in the Rishabakto area. They're raising money for some great charities. So that's going on all day Saturday. There's some bands that have A's playing, all kinds of stuff there. So get to the Canton North support to the MIG tournament in Rishabakto. Great cause. So that's all we got. Thanks, everybody.
Enjoy your summer.